Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend. Happy Friday, y'all! Did a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member offer Erika some money? The Fujis performed, y'all, and we're about to wrap up R.Kelly's trial. We're talking about that and a lot more. You know what to do. Grab your tea, grab your beverage. Let go! Hey beauty besties, happy Friday, and thank God it's Friday. How you doing out there, sugar? But most importantly, how was your week? I hope it was magical, I hope it was productive, I hope it gave you everything you need to tiptoe and high kick into the weekend. What y'all got planned for the weekend? Y'all know I'm still in Charleston. I actually leave tomorrow, Saturday, to head back to Miami, so I will see y'all on Monday for reality conversation with Jeremy McShann and I, but y'all know I gotta talk to y'all real quick. We got some hot topics. We're gonna jump into it, but I need to have a little bit of a story with y'all because y'all know y'all my beauty besties. And I'm so traumatized from this morning, and I feel like I just need to have a little bit of a story time with y'all to get this off my chest so I can clear out all the juju and the energy around me, y'all. So, I got up on this God's given day, this glorious of a Friday morning, early, right? So I got up around, when I say early, I mean I got up like at 8:30. That's when the first alarm went off. But I tossed and turned all night, and I woke up at 6:30 this morning. Then I woke up at 7, and then finally I woke up at 8:30 because guess what today was? Today was the blue bag drop for the Telfar bag. And so I had decided, me and two of my other good close Judies, we had decided that we were going to cop the navy blue Telfar bag. I was going to buy the large one for Mommy Mel, I was going to buy the medium one for me, and I was going to do the doggone thing, and me and my good Judies were going to have matching Telfar bags all in navy blue. So I got up this morning. I did my finger exercises. My fingers had Pilates this morning because my fingers were ready. I had everything queued up. We were texting right before the 9 o'clock drop. 9 o'clock hit, and I'm over here, refreshing the page. The page goes live at like 9:01, so I add the large to the shopping cart. I added the medium to the shopping cart. I got in line because my stuff was already stored, ready to go, right? Follow me here. So now I'm in line, and it said, you are 4 minutes in the queue, right? So I said, okay, that's not bad. It's only 9:02. So by the time it's my turn, it's 9:06. I should be good. My. Now it's my turn. I get to the queue, and it is queued up. You can see the little bar in the top looking like it was getting ready to load the next page, which would have been the payment information page for those that may not know. Because I know some people have not had a Telfar bag, and I'm blessed to have two so far. So I admit this wasn't my first time at this rodeo. So I'm waiting for the payment page to queue up. And the screen goes gray, and it says, sorry, there is an error. Please hit refresh. Oh, the light sweat that covered this body. Oh, the unmitigated gall of the Telfar internet to just crash on me in that moment. I already knew. I felt deep down in my soul, the moment I hit refresh, it is a wrap. So I hit refresh, nothing. Refresh again, nothing. Now I got the butterflies in my stomach, y'all, because now the anxiety is building. So I said, you know what? Let me take the phone off of Wi-Fi so I can just use this good old 5G cellular network by AT&T. So I do that, then it loads. Ha-ha! I'm thinking I'm getting somewhere. And it says we've updated your cart because your bag is sold out. Both bags gone. Whoosh. Bamboozled. Bewildered. I am so shooketh in my core of my soul that I feel defeated and I drop to the ground, Jesus. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This also happened to my good old Judy that was in the group chat with me. And I'm going to just go ahead and call him out because he should be okay with this. DJ Richie Sky and I were back and forth texting all morning. He said that it crashed on me too. Now, mind you, the second good Judy got her bag, but it crashed on DJ Richie Sky. I feel like this was the scheme that Todd set up to bring us the bullshit. I feel so hurt right now in this moment because I did not get my navy blue Telfar bag for Mommy Mel and me. I am so, and I think the word that we used this morning was the kerfuffle of it all. It has literally, I now know the trauma and the pain that everybody on the internet and the Twitter have been communicating about every time one of these bags drop. Now I don't know when the next bag is going to drop. And by the way, Telfar did 2 drops in 1 week. We see what you're doing here, Telfar. You're playing with our emotions and you're trying to get the bags into people's hands. But here's my thing. Now I feel like the next bag drop is going to be some kind of fluorescent glow-in-the-dark color. Now I'm going to wait and sit that one out until I get a nice fall color to circle itself back around for me. Beauty Bestie, pray for me. I'm telling you, this is only tea. But once this video gets uploaded today and edited, I am hitting the bottle. Because the amount of trauma that I have endured so early on this good old Friday morning is unfair and unfathomable. And I just said I have to share it with my beauty besties and get it off my chest. So that's my Telfar story. I just knew I was securing me the good old navy medium bag, and Mommy Mel was gonna have the good old large shopping bag for her birthday. I was trying to be a good son and get her this doggone bag for her birthday, because her birthday is October, and we got so we lost out. I'm not used to Telfar. Somebody send me a bag, y'all. If y'all know somebody within the Telfar camp, can somebody secure me a bag? I won't even say anything. I'll just show up with the navy bag on my social media. I won't even say Telfar sent me the bag unless Telfar told me to give them a shout out because they sent me the bag. But in the meantime, y'all ready for these hot topics? Let's jump right into it. So the Fujis kicked off their tour for the 25th anniversary for the album The Score in New York. And so we're going to talk about it because some of the things I felt deep down in my core and a little hunches and suspicions I read got confirmed, honey. And I wouldn't be your beauty best friend if I didn't tell y'all what I found out, in case you guys are excited and want to go ahead and see the Fujis in concert. Now, first off, they had it at a New York venue. A rooftop, looked real cute. Second of all, they're supposed to have locked up everybody's phone so they couldn't take footage. But somebody going to smuggle in a phone, child, to capture some good old footage for us, whether they smuggle it in their pants or in happiness, according to Dr. Wendy, honey. But the phone footage are starting to leak. Now, I will say this, they all look good. Lauren looked beautiful in this dress, but here's what I heard. 45 minutes is the length of the concert because they do every single song on the album. They said that Wyclef and Praz did some freestyle. Lauren, of course, sang. Wyclef talked about what's going on with the Haiti and the migrants, which I think was great. But here's what I knew. I knew it. I knew they were going to be late. And the word on the curb was that the concert started 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 hours late. 3 for a 45-minute concert. 3. What kind of opening act do you have for 3 hours while it's late? And I couldn't figure out who was the culprit, but I'm just saying, it sounded like somebody probably had to do a few Num Yoho Renge Qs in order to get Lauryn Hill out on stage. I don't know, a speculation, allegedly, I made it up. But the concert started 3 hours late. And I don't know if you guys have seen the cost of these tickets. I looked at some of the cost of the tickets, and like the tickets I saw were $295, and that was like midsection. I didn't even look to see how much the tickets from across the street were going to be, aka the nosebleeds. But I know one thing: if I paid $295 to see the Fujis for 45 minutes, and they showed up 3 hours late, 2 things are happening for sure. 1, I'm about to be pissed off, and 2, I'm about to be drunk pissed off, because waiting that long, I would have drank a whole bottle, drunk. I would have drank a whole bottle of wine, and that expensive wine that they try to upcharge you, that's really not even a good brand. But I would have had multiple bottles of wine while I waited. And so by the time they came out on stage, because at this point, I'm now invested. I gave you $300 and you showed up 3 hours late. If I didn't have to spend $300, I probably would have just walked out drunk and pissed off. But if I had to spend $300, yeah, I'm sitting for this concert and I'm gonna be pissed off and drunk waiting for y'all to get on stage. So if y'all wanna go see the Fuji, just know it's 45 minutes. They're gonna show up late, but apparently they sounded good. The clips that I did see, they sounded amazing. But I just want to talk about it because I knew somebody was gonna be late. But at least Lauryn Hill showed up, and she didn't show up virtually. She over Zoom. She showed up live and in person. Let's move on. Speaking of moving on, R. Kelly's trial is starting to wrap up, and the judge asked R. Kelly if he wanted to testify in his own trial, and Robert Sylvester Kelly said no. Now, it makes me wonder a couple of things, but I only went to, college and university of Law and Order, SVU, and Criminal Intent. It makes me wonder two things. Did R. Kelly decline to take the stand to testify in his own trial because he would have had to swear on a Bible to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help him God, and he didn't want to get on the stand, perjure himself, and burst in flames for lying? Is that the reason why R. Kelly didn't get on the stand? Or two, did he not want to get on the stand because he just knew he was wrong and just guilty, child, and he didn't want to have to face and look at the jury while he was telling his lies? Or three, did he just not want to self-incriminate himself? Because there's only so many times, I guess, you can say, I plead the fifth before you get no testimony. So you might as well just sit behind the table and let your lawyers do their jobs. Well, that is exactly what happened. He decided he was not going to testify. But baby, I got to tell y'all the shenanigans that happened. His defense attorney, Devereaux Canick, interesting first name. I'm not mad at it. Very Southern white woman. Southern white woman last name, that is, Blanche Devereaux. But his defense attorney, Devereaux Canick, tried to compare R. Kelly to Martin Luther King in his closing arguments. Y'all, grab your tea, because I can't even make up this foolishness that happened in this courtroom. Devereaux recited MLK's "I've been to the mountaintop" speech. Well, guess what, Devereaux? We've all been to the mountaintop, and we can look down and still see that R. Kelly is guilty as sin. So I don't know why you're trying to, and how are you trying to compare Martin Luther King Jr. to that of Robert Sylvester Kelly, the Pied Piper of R&B, pedophilia, and everything else? And I get your job as a defense attorney, as you're being paid to do, is try to defend this man and grasp at as many straws as possible, but it just does not make sense to me. So his defense attorney tried to leverage the "I've been to the mountaintop" speech to try to draw the comparison that MLK was trying to hold the government to be what's true on paper, and that R. Kelly had consensual relationships with every one of his victims, and that he also gave lavish gifts to them all. First of all, I don't recall underage anybody, being male or female, being able to give consent to a grown adult for sexual relations. Where am I missing this law? Where am I missing this to be truth here? So the fact that you're trying to say these were all consensual relationships, it has been proven time again that R. Kelly had relationships with underage minors. This man was going down to the high school and the McDonald's to play in the Happy Meals and in the fun zone to find kids. Like, really? Really? MLK did not deserve for you to utilize Beyonce's good internet and try to troll his name like that. So this is what R. Kelly is facing. And so I just can't help but think, well, now we're waiting to now know what the verdict is going to be with this jury. So it sounds like to me, because they struggle with their witnesses, and then now they're drawing at these straws that R. Kelly is done, kaput, and going to jail, child. So we'll see Robert Sylvester Kelly in the next lifetime, in the words of Erika Badu. But in the meantime, let's move on. What are your thoughts here with this? Martin Luther King, really? Because to me at this point, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller themselves I can't see the conclusion that they were trying to draw, and neither can I. So tell me your thoughts here with Robert Sylvester Kelly's defense attorney. But in the meantime, y'all, let's move on. So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star and castmate Sutton says she offered Erika Girardi a loan as she began her divorce process in the beginning. Okay, Sutton, we see you. Which makes me think this whole interaction now that we are seeing, and this tension between Sutton and Erika has a different tone to it. Okay, Sutton, we see you. Which makes me now think that this whole tension between these two has a different tone. Because if she offered to give Erika a loan, this might be the reason why Sutton doubled down on not wanting to be caught up in Erika Jayne's mess. And she's saying, like, I'm giving you money for your divorce. I'm going to loan you some. I don't want to get wrapped up in your mess. And now I can understand that even more. Aside from the fact that nobody wants to be wrapped up in anybody's, divorce mess, let alone lawsuit mess. But Sutton said, when she went through her divorce, her lawyer said to her, make sure you have a person that can loan you money if times get tough, because times will get tough, especially if you're divorcing somebody that's wealthy, basically. So Sutton says she wanted to be that friend for Erika. She said, I was willing to loan her money because I knew when you're going through something like this, you need a friend to be a friend, and I was willing to be that friend. So now that we know this, Do we feel like Erika is on one? Do we feel like Erika should check her attitude? Because now that I know that Sutton offered to loan her a loan, I feel like Erika needs to check her attitude and be nicer to Sutton. And it's okay that she didn't want to be caught up in your mess, Erika. Y'all tell me what y'all think here, but let's move on. And before we move on, speaking of Erika, for her first time, her estranged husband, Thomas, actually made a comment. And Thomas kind of throwing her under the bus, y'all. Thomas saying that he actually believes that Erika knew all the legal drama that was happening with Tom and everything else. Baby, if that's not shots fired, I don't know what is. So here's the thing. We know the narrative that they're trying to paint here, right? They're trying to say that Tom is, incapacitated, he has dementia and all these other things. But Tom is saying, boo-boo, you knew what was happening. You may not have known everything and all the ins and outs, but you knew that $25 million that he slid into your LLC was not clean money. So let's see what happens next. And obviously, Erika's probably not going to address it, but I think it's quite interesting that Tom is like, baby, I ain't going down on this Titanic alone. So let's see. And on that note, guys, I got to go. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video if you like, and leave me a comment. Most importantly, check the notifications and make sure they're turned on. Who loves you? I do. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.